So today we're going to be looking at one of the new Beats branded iPhone 16 Pro cases. Now every year Apple brings out a new iPhone and offers a premium case option. Last year it was the fine woven case. However, this year no premium option exists, which is really strange. However, surprisingly, Beats, who is owned by Apple, have come out with their own case, which appears at least at first glance to be just another mid-range option for those who don't like silicone cases like myself. As usual, I'm going to start this review by talking about looks. The first thing I should say is that it's not white, and you shouldn't expect it to be because it's actually called stone. Now, what color is stone? It reminds me most of a faded white. Like a white plastic case that you bought 5 years ago and is now faded because you left it in the sun for too long. It's new but looks old. Some of the things that this color reminds me of are computers from the 90s, cars from the 80s, record players from the 60s, and bakelite radios from the 50s. So whether Beats was going for a retro look or not, they definitely achieved it. Now, if you're into the retro vibe, then this case will appeal to you, but if you're not, then I'm afraid you're not going to like this at all. The bright fluorescent orange on the inside could appeal to a younger audience, but it's just on the inside, so as soon as you put your phone inside the case, it disappears. The little bit of orange text on one side, in my opinion, is not enough to make this case look modern. I really feel this case should have been a bright white. The other colors from Beats, that is the purple and the blue, are equally drab and would only appeal to an older crowd. Younger people might appreciate the black, but to me it just looks extremely cheap. It looks like some cheap plastic case you could buy off Amazon for $1. On the plus side, I do like that they decided to make the camera control a contrasting black color. Being that the usual demographic for Beats is young people, I don't see these cases appealing to any of them. If anything, these cases should have come in bright, vibrant colors like the Beats headphones, so like red, yellow, navy blue, and even combinations of colors and patterns. The sort of minimalist MagSafe markings on the back are a nice touch that stop the case just being totally bland. But as far as looks go, I think this is just lame. Unfortunately, the bad news continues on the fit and finish front. The outside, as I said, just feels like cheap plastic. It's perfectly smooth and shiny like glass, but it is plastic, and I don't know how well this will hold up over time, but experience tells me that it's going to get scratched very easily. The orange lining on the inside, however, feels really nice and premium. In fact, I wish I could actually flip this case inside out and have a nice soft fabric on the outside. This would be a really nice premium feeling case. I'm not even lying because you guys know how much I like the fine woven case from Apple from last year, which I still have, and still looks really good. Now it has a very subtle Beats logo in the middle, which probably could have made its way to the outside as well. Like if they had put that here on the side instead of the word Beats, just had the Beats logo, I think that would have looked cooler. And then there's just your usual regulatory markings. Now to talk about the grip. The smoothness and shininess also means that this does not feel grippy at all, and I feel like it can easily slip out of my hands. I would really hate to have this on the 16 Pro Max because on a phone that size, a case this slippery would just spell disaster. I'll talk about this later, but this is a case that you actually want to get dirty, as the dirt is the only thing stopping you from dropping it. On the bright side, the case does feel fairly thin. Very similar to the fine woven case, which I like. It's not like Kevlar or anything, but pretty similar to the thickness of the fine woven case from last year, which was one of the thinnest cases I could find that wasn't actually a minimal Kevlar case. This means that the phone and case combination stays as small as possible, which is exactly how I like it. The buttons are confusing to me because on the one hand, they're like floating buttons, which means that they should transmit the clickiness of the buttons on the phone to the outside. But they also feel really stiff, and when I put my iPhone 15 Pro in for a test, they did not feel good at all. Just for comparison, I also put my iPhone 15 Pro into the new iPhone 16 Pro case from Banks, and those knobs feel great even though they are just rubber cutout buttons. So I'm going to have to reserve my judgment on the buttons until I can put an actual iPhone 16 Pro in it. Coming on out to dirt. Now because this case has a mirror finish, it is going to show grease and do it very quickly. The case looks terrible in seconds. Much like the infamous blue finish on the first MacBook Air that has picked up fingerprints like mad. However, because this case is plastic, I'm afraid to constantly wipe it because every wipe risks permanently scratching it, and I don't know how this case is going to look scratched up. Probably terrible. Going to the inside now, I've already spoken about a nice soft lining on the inside of this case, but that is about its only redeeming quality. Every other surface besides that is just hard plastic with the potential of dust and sand getting between your phone and the case and causing scratches. To make things worse, it's actually very hard plastic on the inside, not like the softer inside of the aramid cases from Binks, which also don't have a lining, but at least that inside is kind of soft. For some strange reason, the inner edge is rough in some places and it feels weird on the finger. You probably won't be able to tell when using a phone in this case, but I feel it's a quality control issue. It seems like everything from Apple has at least one or two quality control issues these days. Remember my fine woven case from last year? It had this offset USB socket that was super annoying. Just something that should not happen when you're making something at this volume. This should be checked before they're sent out. Looking now at the bump protection. As I said before, this case is made of hard plastic which directly touches your phone on all four edges. I'm not confident that this case is going to protect your phone much from any kind of impact. Now last year the fine woven case was at least soft and bouncy and would offer some protection from a fall. Furthermore, I think if this case falls under something like concrete, it's just going to crack. Now, I could be wrong, this could be some super strong plastic from Beats, but I'm definitely not confident in this at all. Talking about the front glass protection now, this is going to be tough to measure because I don't have the actual phone yet, but by putting in the iPhone 15 Pro in it, reveals quite a lot of front screen protection, even more so than last year's fine woven case. But I also think that the iPhone 16 Pro is a little bit thicker, so that may make up that difference. I think the ideal amount of front protection is that which makes the edge of the case flush with a screen protector if you choose to apply one. Camera protection is also hard to judge without having the correct iPhone because the heights of the camera module could be different, but putting in the iPhone 15 reveals masses of camera protection, way too much in my opinion. So this case has MagSafe, and also it's actually the nicest MagSafe logo I've seen so far. As you can see, it attaches fine to my Anker MagSafe charger. Unfortunately, remember how last year's fine woven case got marked up by MagSafe chargers? You can see a little tiny bit of it on my case here. This being just hard glossy plastic, I think it's going to be even worse because you're going to end up with a lot of circular scratches where the MagSafe charger attaches to this case, and to me that's going to look even worse. So last year I was praising these Apple fine woven cases when most other reviewers were trashing it. Now I haven't seen many reviews of this Beats case yet, just a couple of quick shorts and unboxings on YouTube, but they've all been fairly positive. So once again this year I'm gonna have to go against most reviewers out there and say that I'm not really positive about this Beats case at all. Like, okay, you can see the workmanship and the attention to detail in its construction, but until I put an actual iPhone 16 Pro in it, the jury is still out on the quality of the buttons, which is a huge deal for me. Also, long-term durability is a big question mark, because in my experience, hard shiny plastic like this is just going to scratch really easily. I'm also not really happy with the choice of colors. I think a case from Beats, unlike the first case from Beats, should have come in more bold and vibrant colors. I really don't understand this like 1960s toaster look. So that's all I have to say about this Beats case for now until I get my iPhone 16 Pro, which will be on launch date 20th of September. I'll be making an unboxing and first impressions of that, and I'll be trying it out on this case as well as the Binks MagClap Kevlar Pro case. So if you want to catch that, be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified when I put that video up. Remember, it's going to be launch day 20th of September. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of the iPhone 16 Pro case from Beats. If you like what you see and want to see more, by all means like and subscribe. Remember, this video is not sponsored, but I do have a link down below where you can buy this case. If you want, it'll be an Amazon link, and I may get a cent or two from that at no extra cost to you. Lastly, check out www.vinesography.com, which is where I have a couple of my prints for sale. You can get it on mugs, mouse mats, yoga mats, anything you like. And until next time, click one of these videos up here because YouTube thinks that you are going to be interested in them. So till the next one, bye for now. Oh, and sorry for wearing headphones in my video. My mic is kind of broken, so I do need to hear if it's actually working or not.